Welcome, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Bridge Builders of Diversity, where we're bridging the gap between the typical community and the disability community so we can better understand each other. For those of you who do not know me, my name's Sherry. I'm a mother of a child with Down syndrome. And my co-speaker, Roberta, who's still missing, she'll be back soon. She is a special educator and has the same passion I do about helping educate everyone so we can have a better understanding of each other between the disability and the typical community. So today I wanted to talk about when family and friends don't accept your special needs child. I recently just had a friend who is going through a family situation, and her daughter said something very unbecoming of a daughter about her son with Down syndrome. My son also has Down syndrome. So I started, I've experienced these things myself. So I thought it'd be good to do a short little video on this. So what do you do when somebody says something inappropriate about your child? For instance, my ex-in-law said, called my son the mongoloid term when he was born. So I've been there, I've experienced, I know what people are going through with those things. They're difficult to handle. So I'm also going to reference some stuff from Today's Parent. They had a great article about this. So what happens when friends and family don't understand your situation with your special needs child? What do you do when you get those nasty comments? An example, the Parents Today article used like, I don't want them to go to a family function because they might ruin it for everybody, right? Horror comment, right? And my friend recently just, her daughter had suggested if there was any child that she should have gotten rid of, it should have been her child with Down syndrome. I have to say, I know some people feel that way about people with Down syndrome, but I have to say that my son has been a total blessing on my life, and I can't imagine my life without him. He's truly been a blessing to his older brother, who I've seen become and grow into a magnificent young man, because he's seen his brother struggle, so he appreciates his physical body, his intellect, and his ability to do things, and I think it's made him a much better person. But anyway, let's get back to what do you do when you feel unsupported when telling family and friends about a diagnosis? And a lot of it comes down to fears because they just don't know. People fear what they don't know. So that's why it's important to try and educate family and friends before you take that step back. For instance, like if you have a child who's deaf and relatives and friends don't support you teaching them sign language, that's a conflict there. So how do you bridge that gap? Try educating. Some suggestions that the Parent Today magazine suggested is do therapies together. Invite grandparents or the aunt or whoever may be having the issue. Invite them to the OT, the PT, the speech. And a lot of times, like I know when my son was young, those therapies were done right in my home, so it makes it easier to invite somebody to. Families can be afraid or apprehensive about caring for a child with special needs just because they don't know. They don't know what to expect or do. So we have to find ways to bridge that gap. So educate. Do your best to educate. Invite family to appointments so they can ask the professionals the questions themselves, right? So give them that opportunity to get the information from the professional, not you just coming back home from the appointment and this is what they said. They may have additional questions or just don't understand. So try to make that happen for them. If your son or daughter is deaf, you invite people to take sign language classes with you. A lot of sign language classes will either go into the history of deaf culture, or you may have a deaf teacher. So that's also helpful in bridging that gap, right? And then if all those things don't work, you know, it's okay to take a step back and reevaluate those relationships with family and friends if they're not being supportive. Look for organizations. There's many organizations, like we have the Down Syndrome Society of Rhode Island. There's all kinds of autism organizations, and they usually have events, whether it's a yearly walk. I know with the Down Syndrome organization, when the kids are younger, they have lots of little groups where you can go, your kids can play. You know, it's an opportunity for you to make friendships with people who are in the same circumstances as you are. Maybe you can build that support system. So, you know, those are all things you can look into. And most importantly, build your own network. Like me and my friend, who both have children with Down syndrome, we've supported each other at Special Olympics, where if one of us has to run to the bathroom, or we'll watch each other's kids. They're much older now, so it's not as big of an issue, but they still need somebody to know where they are and kind of keep a tab on them. So, you know, we'll support each other with those things. Or at athletics, you know, one time her son was sick. She couldn't get to the school to get him, so I happened to, it was my day off from work, I was able to go get him for her. You know, so those are ways of supporting each other and building those networks, you know. And you don't have to stay in negative situations that don't support your life. You know, you can distance yourself. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to even say anything to people. You just set boundaries. You don't have to spend as much time with people. So there are ways to do that in a cute way where people, you don't have to cause conflict with anybody, because you never know. You may need somebody in an emergency or whatever. So there's no point in, you know, cutting people completely off, but there are ways to set boundaries. That's another video for another time. But anyway, so if you like our content, please like, share, and subscribe. And we appreciate your patience while Roberta is taking some time for herself. Those of you who don't know, her husband suddenly passed away late summer. So she'll be back when she can. Okay, so keep her in your prayers and your thoughts and her well wishes. All right, guys, we appreciate you. Love you guys. And we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.